Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the Bat Châtillon 15558. It's the Tier 10 French SPG located on the north spawn of Hinterland. This one is under the command of talon1958 of OLIMP, and he's trying to improve his score on the weekend competition. Currently he holds a second class and a bruiser. Game on. Well, based on the hull of the M47 with bits from Bat Chats in there as well, the 155-58 would have been a very interesting Arty, since it could fire in just about every direction. Just need to turn the turret. It also has the unusual feature of being able to orient the vehicle in one direction and then turn the turret in a completely different direction, so you can make a fast getaway when you need to relocate after firing, so you can avoid counter battery. Okay, he's now looking for an enemy target. He found one. It's a Bat Chat 25 ton, but there's no reticule yet because the turret is still turning onto the turret, onto the target, and of course he's loading his 3 shells ready to go. Well, we did spot an enemy. Oh, we can see that where the enemy Arty is. There's 2 of them very close together, but instead he's going to go for this Viz 55. Rounds out. Well, it landed where the Viz was, but not on him, I'm afraid. But he's got 2 more, and he did get some stun. Rounds out. Nope, no joy there. Now he's still got 1 more shell, but he's moving to avoid counter battery. Now I've left the border in. Normally on most games I take the border out because it kind of expands the size of the picture. The map gives you a different impression of how big it is, but it is actually useful on Hinterland games to know how far the enemy can move. That's his first direct hit on the 705. Only 95 though, because he hit the front of the vehicle. Now we can see up ahead there's an object 261. Our standard reload is 49.96 or 56. I think it's actually 49.36 seconds, and he's got 46.68. So he's reduced his reload time by 3 seconds. Now the alpha from these 155mm barrels is 680, and 48mm pen, 7.6 meters burst radius with between 12.5 and 27 seconds for reload. He sees a strip moving, relocating. He's ready to go. You have to give a much bigger lead though to the target when you're, you see there that although he's firing some distance away, you must have enough lead on the target to counter that, otherwise the shell will be short. Okay, object 261 from the enemy team's been spotted. Okay, he's reloaded, 10-second gap between each reload. Lined it up, rounds out, and it looks like the guy stopped, but that must have been close. And he's off again. Now he's right into the corner near his object 261 teammate. And from this spot, he can't be seen because, of course, he's in defilade. But we can see enemy tanks. Okay, almost there. Okay, looks like we're going to go for the mouse. Rounds out. Direct hit right into the side. And it looks like he picked up some stun assist straight away. Now, he's decided to go for the mouse again. Another hit, 81, but it won't increase the stun time. But we do see this strip way off in the distance. And he's just gone to moving the non-siege. Oh, okay, now he's changed his mind. Rounds out. Yep, again, not enough lead to hit the target. He could probably use the bushes here now, instead of actually being below the ridgeline. It's because he's double bushed here from this position. But he's only chose to use one bush. Okay, Object 705 again. These things have got lots of armor on the front, but they're relatively weak on the side if you can get the shell in. Of course, they've got the engine between the crew and the enemy. But when they're side scraping like that, it's much easier to hit them. Okay, he's lined up, but he's not loaded yet. Now he's loaded. Gets a direct hit with his first shot. Okay, we've got a Jaeger. Now, rounds out. Well, it hit, but it didn't actually do any damage, which is annoying. But he does go down immediately afterwards. Okay, Minotaur. Should say Minotauro, actually. And landed right in front of him. Okay, so we're into the long reload again, so he can do the reverse trip and make his way across. Now he's choosing to stay close to his teammates, and those guys are actually attacking enemy tanks, so it does make sense for him to stick near the tanks that are doing damage. But he's got to watch out. There are some enemy to his southeast, and he's got to watch out they don't spot him. Progetto, he is seen, or rather the Progetto's seen, and he's marked it for target. Progetto decides to get into that corner. He thinks he can't be hit in there, but he can. Rounds out. Yep, that went in. He's marked the spot to tell his teammates where he's looking. We do have a Jaeger nearby, but fires another one in there. Of course, what you can't see with that is that there's a one entry to that area, and therefore if he does fire in, there's nothing for the Progetto. There's nowhere to escape. He has to take the shell splash. Okay, looking in this direction, we can see a Super Conqueror, and he is a one-shot. We've got one shell left, so let it settle. That's it. Wait for it. Rounds out, and he gets the kill. So he's got his first kill in the game. He's changing direction again. I think he wants a better angle on that Progetto, who's still in that little house, the burnt out house. So the enemy's still got the town, but they may find that they're trapped in the town. Virtually all the enemy that are on the east side of the map have been wiped out. Minotauro. It's just dialing in. That's it. Rounds out. Oh, that was good. He actually got 116 hit points. It sounded like somebody activated their rockets. And now the 60 TP is really close to us. He really does need to use those bushes over there to get the hell out of here. Otherwise, he's going to be the next. The Jaeger on our team is some distance away, but the good thing about this Arty is it's got a good top speed, 62 kilometers an hour. So even if that 60 TP was chasing after us, he'd have a difficult time trying to catch up. As the 261 went this way, and you can see now that the enemy 60 TP has reached the back of the map, and there's nobody there. We still got 1 round available, and I'm not sure if he knows that, but I think he was actually... Talon was trying to relocate. The enemy 60 TP has gone down, taken out by our E50M. Okay, 705 in the town. He can possibly get a shot on this guy. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, he did have a green line just for a moment, but he's using those buildings to good effect to stop us getting a shot. Enemy Arty in sight. Okay, well, we'll have that one as quickly as we can. Bounce out. That's a solid kill. Now, there was a 60 TP nearby. Again, he's a little too close for my comfort. The amusing thing is he's decided to go south, and I think the reason for doing that is that the enemy might retreat directly in his direction, because there is an enemy Arty down there. In fact, the enemy just fired a round into that, or 2 rounds into that Super Conqueror and took him out. 705 still in the town, but we might be able to get a shot. Now, what's going on here? Why is he aiming behind? Okay, I think he was just confused about something, or he's distracted and... Okay, 60 TP in sight now, so he can put a round into that guy. Waiting for the reticule to catch up. Let it settle. There it comes. Turrets lined up. He just got hit. Now work out where he's going. Rounds out. It looked like that one went a little long, but we've still got 2 shells. Now, I did hear some destruction going on. Okay, the Bat Chat 25 ton should be able to spot where he's gone. He's fairly close to the 60 TP's position. We can't hear any damage being done. The Jaeger has not spotted anyone. Okay, the Bat Chat spotted him. There he is, long range. Oh, wait, ahead of its target. That's it. Rounds out, looks good. Yes! Solid hit. 154. He didn't get any stun. The guy used his first aid kit straight away, but look at these shells. Oh, second shell hit. He got the stun off the next one, but no stun assist, unfortunately. Okay, so he's in full reload. The enemy's only 33. That's it. There's still enemy Arty in the game. As far as I'm aware, there's only 2 of them right down at the far end of the map. Now, we're not loaded, but we could still run in that direction and try and shotgun them before the end of the game. Everybody's moving in that direction. Now, the view range for this Arty is only 200 and... I think it's 280 meters. Yep, 280 meters. So if he did try to run at these guys and get down as far as south as he could to find them, because of course then he would get the spotting, he wouldn't see them until he was almost upon them. Okay, he's got 3 shells ready to go. It would be hilarious if he actually does get the kills. Oh, he's found both of them, and one of them's Conqueror gun carriage. Oh, that was just so quick. The Conqueror gun carriage taken out by the E50M, and that is the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the 3rd class tanker for talon1958 of OLIMP in the Bat Chat 155-58. In fact, it's the first 3rd class that he's ever had in this vehicle, because he's got scrolls underneath, so he probably hasn't played the Bat Chat 155-58 for that long. He does have a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one he got 7, but no other medals. His win rate was 1,393, but he didn't get a huge amount of damage. Unfortunately, the 155mm shells generally don't tend to penetrate unless the vehicle that they hit is either a light tank and very thin armor, or a medium tank such as the Bat Chat 25 ton, which also has very thin armor, or an enemy Arty for that matter, who also have virtually no armor. But if you're firing at heavy tanks, you tend not to get penetrations. Even the Bat Chat 155-58 that he hit, yes, he actually didn't even get a pen on that one, and he hit it twice. No, he hit that one once. It was the one of the other tanks that he hit twice. Anyway, let's have a look at team score and see where he was. Well, in fact, he was right down at the bottom of his own team's table, but not the lowest of all. The top scorer in the game turned out to be the 60 TP on the enemy team. That guy got 6,239 hit points of damage. And with a name like that, is he one of the ones that we actually hit? Well, there is a 60 TP, and it is the one. So he actually got 404 hit points off the highest scoring player in that game. So congratulations on getting that, because that's some result. At least he got something out of the top player on the in the game. The next highest scorer turned out to be the E50M, who got 4,875, followed by the Jaeger, who got 4,445. We can see that Talon only got 1,474. Not a huge amount, but it is better than the lowest players on the enemy team, which turned out to be their T62A, their Conqueror gun carriage, and one of their Jaegerus, who wasn't particularly up for it. Anyway, when it came to base XP, 2 kills rather, I should say, the E50M got 6 kills. 3 kills went to the T92 HMC on the enemy team, and then there's a whole bunch of players with 2 kills apiece. And we can see that, yes, Talon managed to get 2 kills, so he was one of them. He was actually in joint 3rd place on kills. When it came to base XP, though, again, he's at the bottom of the table. Only 693, but that's because not much stun assist was actually done, and therefore that's why he didn't get a very high result. The top scorer in the game turned out to be the E50M with 1,198, followed by the MXM454 with 1,021, and then the BZ75 with 888. Talon only got 693 from that one. He fired 22 rounds, which is not a huge amount, actually. You can get a lot more rounds than just 22, but I think there was sometimes in the game that he was waiting to shoot because the target wasn't in sight. 8 direct hits on the enemy, and none of them penetrated. 15 splashes, 1,474 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 80 the enemy, killed 2, did 522 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns. Now, he earned a profit of 23,995 credits on a premium count, and he also got 5 bonds because this was tier 10, and 2,599 experience points out of the game as well. But sadly, this is not enough to improve his score, which is still a 2nd class and a bruiser in this game. So he's going to have to get better than that. Otherwise, he could be overtaken by Angelina75 if she can get a better result than the 2nd class and the bruiser. So that's the first replay. Let's have a look at the second one. And here's the second replay, and it's not Talon this time, it's Angelina75 of OLIMP, and she's in the M53, M55. Game on. Well, it's an encounter battle, which means that, technically speaking, it's not the best place to be in next to the railway line, mainly down to the fact that there's going to be some very close-in fighting between the enemy team and Angelina's team to take control of the hill next to the cap. And if she's too close, she could get spotted and taken out. So the better angle is actually she shoot from the west side of the map onto the hill, and you'll get better angles on the enemy. You can see that the enemy Rheinmetall Panzerwagen has already decided to come up this way, and he's actually just been taken out, so not good for him. Angelina's gone to the conventional position, but we have seen enemy tanks or enemy Arty taken out in this position by people who know where to blind fire. Okay, got a mouse. Mouse trap. Rounds out. Well, it hit the front of him for 334, and that was a good shot. Now, she's maneuvering about to get a new firing position. Oh, I heard the rumble of enemy Arty, and it looks like she did choose to move at the right moment because the enemy Arty tried to counter her and failed. Okay, so she's got a few minutes before the next shot from the enemy, because it's a Bat Chat 155-55 and an M53 M55. So in the meantime, she's going to get a shot on somebody in the enemy team before she has to move again, but she will have to move. Rounds out. Yep, it's got some splash on him too, and she's already off into a new firing position. I must recall actually that I did play a game on the NA server early in late last week, and would you believe it, yes, there was a lot of counter battery, but it all failed because I was shooting at the enemy tanks, and every time I fired I relocated and I can see or hear the enemy artillery rounds hitting empty ground, because of course I'd already moved away from that position. Rounds out in the Jaeger, right into his side, and it tracked him. 312. Yes, so it's not very productive shooting at the enemy Arty straight from the start, because of course you're chasing them around, and if they're relocating after each shot, then you're totally wasting your time, which you could be using going after enemy tanks. So yes, I very much disapprove of doing counter battery from the start unless you know precisely where the enemy tank is. And the only way you could know that is if they expose themselves to your fire or to somebody else's fire and they were spotted. So best thing to do is actually just focus on the enemy tanks and try and hit them as much as you can. Angelina's decided a quick drive backwards helps. Now the M53 M55 is based on the pattern tank. In fact, it's the M47 is the one that it's based on. They literally took the tanks off the production line and then converted them into an Arty and said, oh my god, she got a kill! She killed the AMX 5120 with that shot. So it must have been a direct hit. It was a blind hit as well, so it doesn't actually show in her stats at the moment. But that is going to have a big effect upon her stats at the end of the game. You can see it was right up on the reverse slope of the hill as well, so that guy was only briefly spotted by one of our teammates, possibly the Super Conqueror, down near the cap area. She's waiting for the reload so she can go for that UDIS. Well, it landed precisely. Oh! Well, he managed to get a counter battery because Angelina is still moving around in the same area, and it looks like he worked out precisely where it is, and Angelina didn't move as fast as she needed to. Now she's lost half her hit points, or more than half her hit points, so now she's going to have to be very careful about moving about. She doesn't want to get a repeat because that could be the end of her game. Leading the target, rounds out, looks good. Direct hit, 411, but she has to move immediately. I guess it didn't help that she actually didn't have a sideways movement in her Arty when she pulled back. She changed the position, but she didn't change it enough. Okay, the mouse this time. He's still got too much hit points to take out with one shot, so all she's going to be able to do is disable him for a short while. So switch his target because the CC1 Mark II is side on to her and she can do some serious damage to him. Okay, that was on, but she lost him. Goes back again. Not fully dialed in yet, but she should be. Rounds out. Oh, it was a kill. So that's 2 for Angelina now. Changing position. Okay, she's aiming down range. That is a Death Star. The FE215B183 tracked him. And she's got a direct hit. So she's having to change position again. Oh, that was close. That was very close indeed. But not totally lined up. So whoever is doing the aiming at the other end is not getting it 100% right. And of course, all this time, Angeline is racking up damage on the enemy, and all he's doing is scraping the earth. Well, that Udis is definitely after our T10, but he's moving too quickly. Ah, now he's made a mistake because he went slow for a short while. Over on the other side of the battlefield, we've got several enemy tanks all grouped together, including a Heshbon, the FB4005. She's almost dialed in. This could be a big hit. Rounds out. Yes, she got the kill. That's 3 kills now. Now, is there going to be any enemy reply? Well, it doesn't appear so. We're 1 up on the enemy now. But we're 3 up on the enemy now. And there's the enemy Arty, or one of them anyway. There's 2 in the game. The Bat Châtillon 155 is the other one. And he's the one who's actually been causing most of the trouble. As far as I'm aware, he's the one who got the most damage. And he hit us. Rounds out. Yep, he's out. He's out the game. Okay, next target. Well, the E100 is spotted. He's on the other side of the battlefield. In fact, he's the only one on the enemy team we can see at the moment. Oh, the 257 popped into view. Looks like Angelina wants a piece of him. She's almost loaded. Oh, he didn't last very long. And in fact, there's only 1 enemy tank remaining. It's a standard B. And as far as we're aware, he's just around the corner from that hill. We're looking in that general direction. We can't see him. There he is. He's at the back. So we're dialing in as fast as we can. We fired prematurely, but we won't get another chance. And she got the stun. And that's a victory. Here's the end of battle results. And that was a first-class tanker for Angelina75 of OLIMP in the M53 M55. She managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 12 in this one. And she got a win rate of 2,455, which is Unicum standards. So a very good game. She titled it Hit Me If You Can. But it was the Bat Châtillon 155 who kept trying to counter battery instead of actually hitting our teammates, which is probably the reason they lost the battle in the end. Because, of course, Angelina was being very accurate and got 3 kills on the enemy, whereas the Bat Chât was basically spending all his time trying to shake up the ground around Angelina. If we look at the team score, we can actually see that the highest damage in the game went to the Minotauro with 5,968 hit points. He picked up the high caliber. Second highest damage for the Super Conqueror was 5,248. Or 46 rather, and he got a Confederate. And in third place, well, that actually turns out to be the Lion on our team, 3,551. Angelina got 2,123, which means she beat all but 1 player on the enemy team, the UDIS 1516. And if I recall, the UDIS 1516 was one of the tanks that she tried to attack, but she didn't get a hit on him, unfortunately. So that was the one that she missed out on. But she did attack the FB4005, the Heshbon, and she got him. So going back to the scores, we can see that, yes, she was beaten by all but 1 on the enemy team, 4 in her own team, which puts her in 6th place when it comes to damage. When it comes to kills, though, she's actually in joint, 2nd place, actually, not joint 2nd place. The Minotaur got 4 kills, Angelina got 3, and 2 kills went to the Super Conqueror, the E5, the T100 LT, and on the enemy team, only 1 player managed to get more than 1 kill, and that was their Death Star. And in fact, only 5 members of the enemy team actually managed to get kills at all in that game. When it came to base XP, though, she was a little way down the table, 4th place on this one, mainly down to the fact that her teammates weren't shooting the enemy tanks enough for her to balance or make up the difference. The T100LT did a lot of spotting. He got 1,482 base experience points, picked up a patrol duty and a scout medal, and probably a spotter as well. Yes, definitely a spotter. Look at this, 14,757 hit points of spotting assist in that game. That guy really did know his job, and as a result, he got some great shots for his teammates out of it. So yes, he definitely got the Holy Trinity with spades on, you could say, with that sort of total. He must have had an ace tanker. Second highest turned out to be the Super Conqueror, and he got 1,031, followed by the Minotaur getting 1,020, and Angelina was close behind them with 948. She fired 12 rounds, so she still had 4 rounds left at the end of the game. Well, 4 rounds, actually 6 rounds left. What am I saying? 8 rounds left, sorry, because it's 20 rounds ammo. 5 direct hits on the enemy, none of them penetrated, but she did get 15 splash, damage of 2,123, all of it at more than 300 meters. She did receive 1 hit by way of splash. The shell landed right next door to her, not on her, but right next door to her, and took away 2/3 of her hit points in one fell swoop. That was the Bat Châtillon 155 who did that, but he wasn't able to get it on target. That's why he didn't kill Angelina. 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 3 were killed, and she got 1,113 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns. On a free-to-play account, she actually earned 45,463 credits from that game, and on top of that, she got 25 bonds because it was a mission achievement, and finally, 1,896 experience points altogether for the game. So a very good game, which actually did win the weekend lion for Angelina, because the best that Talon could come up with during the week was a second class and a bruiser. So Angelina got the lion on Sunday morning, 31st of December, or I should say December 31st, because they're in the NA server. And so she enjoyed the lion, and now Talon is trying to win the weekend lion for this week. So we're starting a new competition, but I will try and get the replays from that new competition up onto the board so you can actually see them. I think they will be on the channel by Saturday, because I do have one replay from Talon already, but I don't believe I have any from Angelina yet. So I'm hoping that she will come in with some of them before the weekend is over. So well done to Angelina. You got the weekend lion. If you enjoy this replay, please give the video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.